We're gonna have to give it like a few chances because it might DC a bunch of times again. Give it a second to think about it. And I think it has continued to stream. Nice! I can say indeed! And greetings. Mercy. I don't know why, but literally, like since the for the last week, my stream just doesn't want to stay live. Like I hit the go live button and then it disconnects, and then I reconnect it, I resume stream, and then it disconnects over and over again. And
Mine is finished.
safe
He
travel.
had the edibles. Oh, God.
Sometimes, they catch you unexpectedly.
Is your back?
Let's go and edibles together.
I think we're stable. Nice. Now I can finally say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me here at the join on another day. Aw, Sam is here. Universe is seeking to test your patience. I recommend leaning heavily into whatever you're doing to convince it you won't be moved by shenanigans. It's so beautiful you say that, Sam, because literally, as it was going through this boot loop of like disconnects, I have to try and resume, disconnects, I have to try and resume, disconnects. I was like, you know what? While this thing is disconnecting and reconnecting again, I'm gonna crush myself a nug of weed, and I'm going to smoke it until this thing works. And then before I got to even start, now it's working again. Nate, I'm gonna try your piece actually right now, dude. Since it is a sativa, this was gifted by Nate actually today. You said it's Rian?
Yeah.
Rian is the grower. I haven't smelled this strain that smells like this, to be honest, bro.
Medical grade, bro. Hydroponic grow.
It has like some remnants of like OG cushiness, but if OG Kush was more serious, it's like what I would call it. Like OG Kush is usually like a very like back end, like earthy kind of smell for me. This has that OG Kush like like herbiness,
Yeah.
but like forward, like yo.
I'm here.
Yeah. Let me smell it after it got crushed. Would you like to try some of this Daniel as well?
I wish I could, but I'm on shift.
I'll look this way. Well, and then
Maybe next time. But
it
this is
smells
OG.
like. Have you smelled it after being crushed?
Oh, dude, it is different. Oh, so good.
Has like a gluiness to it even, bro. Thank you,
know
bro.
how it goes.
I appreciate it, man.
Good luck with this.
Thank you, dude. Good day, Jovan. It's nice having you here too. This is of course a possibly toxic offshoot of fuck you. I am more stubborn than you. I almost got up in time for yoga. You are here in time for now. And it is nice having you here. Now. Sending you lovin's, dear Kristen. Today's stream topic is about novelty. Specifically, about how we as human beings really like to plan for things, really like to flush out all of the possibilities. But regardless and despite of our efforts, there will be things that are unexpected, right? And today, during yoga, this quote came out, and I would like to repeat it. But there is this saying that you friends have probably heard that goes, expect the unexpected. And today I would like to modify that saying and go, expect to love the unexpected. Because you can expect the unexpected all you want, right? And you can expect to almost suffer in that way. But if you expect to love the unexpected, acknowledging that there is novelty, there is something different, there is something to be learned, there is something to be gained on a soul level when it comes to your journey. As Sam has shared, right? And I try and do that stuff as well. It's unexpected. It's not supposed to happen for my stream to keep disconnecting over and over again when I'm trying to go live, technically, right? But in that way, if I can see it as such, I can be like, oh, this new experience, this new opportunity for me to have my patience tested and to thrive despite of it. So I'm resonating with that sentiment. I'm going to add heat to this strain. Before I do, I need to find my lighter. Aha. It didn't take me long, at least. Didn't take me long. Hey Zano, it's nice having you here, dear friend. How are you feeling on this beautiful day? Do you have any novelties to share? Have you experienced a novelty? Have you created something novel in reality? Do let us know. I'm gonna try this. I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like. I like spontaneity, fun stuff, but not unexpected bad stuff. You know, it's beautiful to me that you say it like that, Zano, because today's stream topic is kind of an acknowledgement that there is love to be had in both. You. That is fire. Such a full terpene profile. For me, when the second cycle is like exponentially more flavor than the first one, it's how I know. Wil je try kiezen? Hey.
Is jij live?
Ja, ja.
Oh, hey.
It's van my Jay. Me and Victor had like a proper moment this weekend. We sat down. Victor talked. I cried. Victor comforted me.
And I cried a little.
He cried a little bit too, it's true.
It was very bonding, very awesome.
We talked about our love of life.
Oh, and it
The
was fantastic.
love we have in our lives.
We had a proper Sunday fun day. Phenomenal vibe.
Good weather as
A lot
well.
of
That's
love
on,
going around. Oh, yeah, the weather was very cool.
Thank you, bro, for the love that you added to my weekend.
Oh, it was my
Like-
absolute pleasure.
There was a intention set yesterday to talk about all the ways in which love was true. And, you know, you're one of those notes for me, bro.
We had a good time. Bless you.
Love you, Jay. That is so nice. End cycle is like licorice. First cycle is like a bunch of fruit mangled together. Second cycle is like bunch of mangled fruits together in like baked goods, confectionery, but also like the sharpness of citrus and the sharpness of grapefruit and the sharpness of like guava, right? Those like pungenty kind of like smells being baked into the cookies, and then easing it out of like licorice flavors. So nice. Apparently is medical grade bud. Medical grade bud. Tastes like it should be. I like spontaneity, fun stuff, not unexpected bad stuff. I have to admit, Melty, being at the joint made me question what day it was today. It is in fact Tuesday. It is. Prince, can you tell me what day it is today?
What is that?
It's Freedom Day, Heritage Day.
That is Heritage Day.
Heritage Day.
Yes.
And at the same time, Moses' daughter got born. What is it now? Like almost a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And we're like having a Heritage Day Bri here, having like a celebration for his little daughter,
Yeah.
opening the space for people who want to bring gifts. So it's nice. John experienced the novelty. Why are the weeds in my yard the ones that produce the most beautiful flowers? That's such a beautiful question, John. Maybe they are finally calling us to acknowledge that they add value, even though they might not have been believed to in our traditional society. Right? I feel like it's a matter of, again, biodiversity. Like seeing a garden full of a bunch of different, plant life is better than just one monoculture of grass, for example. Flowers are a pretty new evolution in our experience as well here on planet Earth. Let the weeds grow too. You know, I really like the flowers that my weeds produce. Maybe that is the one. Maybe why are the weeds in my garden the ones that produce the most beautiful flowers? Maybe you're talking about those kind of weeds, John. I don't know. Love is true. It's nice having you here with us. What a wonderful day, John. I love that question. I actually cultivate my weeds. There you go. Look at that. It can be done. I'm thinking like when I hear the word weeds, what I'm actually hearing is just natively growing plants, right? That happen to be growing in a space that people have tried to plant what they think is supposed to grow there instead. And then when this thing grows where it's supposed to be growing, they're like, "Oh, you're a weed." There's something to be said about that. Let's all philosophically think about it. Funny thing, the thing we call weeds in America are plants that are super beneficial to healthy soil and pollinators. I like how me and Jovan was on the same wavelength. I'm not surprised, but I do love it. Yeah, right? I wonder, you know, again, I did kind of like hint at it just now, that there is this ego, you know, attachment with us believing that these things do not add value because we're not the ones that planted them. But a part of me is wondering, you know, is it malicious? Is it conspiratorial to think that there is any malicious intent in ridding our gardens of these healthy ecosystem boosting plants? Maybe not. I don't think people are that smart. I think they might be that malicious, but I don't think they're that smart. Not to like convince that many people to, you know, start planting grass. I think planting grass was kind of like a form of brain damage, where people convinced themselves that if you could afford to just plant grass and water grass, you didn't have to plant crops on the land that you owned because you were so affluent, right? And now all of us have societally brain damaged ourselves into believing that having grass is somehow some form of affluence. And don't get me wrong, I like sitting on grass as much as the next person, but like have like a patch of grass to sit on in a circle, right? And have the rest be, you know, natively growing trees and shrubbery. You know, have like the tiered system as nature intended. Right? Make it pretty. You can. The music is calling to me as well at the same time. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hit this Dynavap, and then I'm gonna dance just a little bit, and then we can come and sit down again if we want to. I am still a little bit sunburned, but I am trying to recover. Are these glasses straight on my face? Love is true. The nice thing about this indoor bud as well, medical grade indoor bud, is that it keeps giving. I've noticed that. Goodness. Outdoor strains, I usually only get 3 cycles out of. And you can get almost 5 out of these ones. I wonder if it's because there's literally more surface area of cannabinoids than there is like plant material. This bud is very nice. Okay, I'm gonna go and dance a little bit. I can probably hit this a little bit later again. But I'm gonna go and dance with you friends just for a second. I just want to move a bit. Bro, that butt is so nice. Like, and it stays with you, bro.
Still doing this. I'm doing for sure. Yeah. Check it out. Sean down and I roll the best weed cause I got it on the zone. I ain't got no car to take you on a date. Can't even buy you flowers. But together we be the perfect soulmates. Talk to me, girl.
Alright. Let's take a moment to breathe. Woo. I think I missed a bunch of comments. Maybe I'll catch up and then say goodbye. Whew. That was fun. some more sun exposure though. Like that's unfortunately all my mind thinks about is like, can I afford to get this much sun exposure? And the longer I'm in the sun, the more my mind's like, no, actually, stop it. Actually, we have concurred. Stop. I finally stopped. Okay. What is a weed, Sam asks. Sometimes deemed undesirable by the lowest common denominator, how poverty class criminals, as such, because the upper class spends the narrative to make it appear as if they are holier than thou. Is the way I would finish it. Like they're the ones who are supposed to be idolized, right? Oh, these criminals. How about these criminals being so criminal-ex? Meanwhile, like if you really think about, like if you had to, in your mind, let's do a little thought experiment, right? If you had to, in your mind, create a thief, right? A criminal. If you had to think what a criminal looks like, what a criminal does, how much a criminal steals, right? And maybe even in your mind, attach a monetary value to this criminal and to the stealing of assets, value those assets, and then feel a certain level of criminality towards, right? Maybe you feel more criminality if the assets are of more value. Maybe you feel less criminality if it's of less value. Maybe you feel the same amount of criminality despite which value. But in that way, if we had to think about the average criminal, right? The ultra rich among us, the uber elite, the ultra wealthy, have taken resources from society that all the thieves combined over history probably couldn't steal. It's a bunch of small little flies, very curious about me. Little flies, please. There's a lot of world out there. I encourage you to explore it. I think they listen. Good listeners. Good. And then punish them for those crimes to which they first educate and dispose them. What else is to be concluded from this? But the first make thieves and then punish them. Yeah, there you go. I feel like we were saying the same thing in a way, right? And yet, the ones that are really stealing, like percentage value amount taking from society are the ultra wealthy among us, right? And when I say ultra wealthy, I mean when you're a billionaire, right? Like I have no problem with millionaires, even multimillionaires, like more power to you. But as soon as it gets into like the billions, as soon as you end up in the space where you earn enough money to literally, live the rest of your life in an hour, like that doesn't seem right, It seems a little bit disproportionate. And I wonder what a future is going to look like. Like I believe in the 444 rule, right? Like we should let people earn until they can sustain a good life, what we would consider a high income life, for 444 years. And in that way, even if you live longer than 44 years, society will take care of you. But after that point, after you've earned 444 years worth of stability of life for yourself, the rest of your resources should go towards a cause, bettering of this planet, bettering of humanity, creating a space in which actually, we get facilitated to become a better species, not get facilitated to become more greedy, more angry, more resentful towards our peers. More resentful towards ourselves for not being as wealthy as our peers even. That, John, is what I would call, I think I've missed one before though. At least for me, that's actually invasive. They're not local and were introduced to this area, but they do attract a lot of insects and bugs. So, sometimes these things do come with caveats. They remind me of lionfish. They're so beautiful, but they eat the native fish, so no bueno. Yeah, Sam, you worded it better than me. I was typing something along the lines of saying no to weeds. It's just plant discrimination. That, John, is what I call a weed. The invasive, pretty wild roses and honeysuckle. They smell so good, but have no benefits to this area's environment. That is unfortunate. I think it could be cool to have a portable patch of grass I would take that everywhere with me. It would have to like have like some sort of driving system to like put pins in the ground so you can still get the grounding effect. Of course. For if you suffer a people to be ill-educated and their manners corrupted from infancy, and then punish them for those crimes to which their first education disposed them, what else is to be concluded from this, but that you first make thieves and then punish them? That is tough. Yeah, that's what I was just calling them weeds for simplicity's sake. Reddit said I should get rid of them, but the bees and small insects seem to love them. Maybe let them flower, let the bees and insects have their fill, and then take them out. Right? Then you get a little bit of both. You know, if they do grow back the next year and flower again, there's more food for the insects. But in the meanwhile, let the insects get the food and then take them out after they're no longer providing pollen. If you want to split hairs. It's tough, says Jovan. I'll try to remove them if I'm hiking and see it out in the wild, but then again, I have quite a few invasives that have just made their way into potted plants because I still love them. Love is true. He didn't lie. This isn't what I expected from his stream. Yeah, no, like, you will get a lot from this stream that you didn't expect. That is something I pride myself in. And I intend on continuing to give you more and more novelty in this space. This is, for me, like a type of canvas, right? For a time in my day, I manipulate pixels, I manipulate audio to give you an experience, you know, that is a part of mine. And I really, really appreciate the fact that you friends value it the way that you do. It is a blessing. It really is a blessing being able to share these experiences with friends. You make everything I give you more special to me too, to say it in more words. Yeah, that was a good transition. Love is true. The DJ is good. That is Tines. That is the owner of this establishment. Love is true. I'll tell him you like his music. I'll be like, Jovan says, I work at Lurky and listen now. We love you, Joe. Yeah, that was Anna. Maybe tomorrow I'll check in the stream from the airport if I'm not already in the sky above the sea. Maybe you'll have in-air Wi-Fi. One can hope. So is this only happening on Tuesdays? That is neat vibe. No. This is just happening on this Tuesday. Maybe we need to switch days, yo. Just this Tuesday. It's a vacation day here in South Africa. I've forgotten the name of the day again. Heritage Day. There we go. I'm taking you with me in form of pretty nail polish. That's so lovely. I do believe that Louisiana sent Giovanna nail polish, a pretty nail polish, so getting to come with. If you had to think about the average criminal, it depends on the context. Robin Hood was a thief, but we were all merry men. However, those who steal from the impoverished to give to the rich, well, I think those folks belong with the recycling. Let's say that. That is the point I was making as well, Sam. I feel you. Mala saying, Melt, did you offer a complaint? Or was this a concern about the millionaires? No, not a complaint, not a concern, more just a, you know, like again, I believe anything is possible as soon as it is believed to be, right? And this idea of like gaining more and more wealth indefinitely isn't sustainable and isn't good for our society, isn't good for our planet, and I don't even think it is good for the individual who is actively pursuing that as a goal. So in that way, I would like to reimagine our priorities, to say it in so many words, right? For the priority to be for you to earn 444 years of human life, right? Of good human life. Maybe that looks like $100,000 a month, right? That is an insane amount of money. I can't even imagine, right? And then if you earned enough money to sustain $100,000 a month, or you know, $1.2 million a year for 444 years, which is still an absurd amount of money, no more, right? Then stop. And then the rest goes towards the society that have afforded you that luxury, right? And as you give to that society supports you in turn as well. If you end up living longer than the 440 years, if you end up needing more help than the 440 years worth of resources that you have accumulated, right? You basically become a part of the fabric of society, right? By being that big of a player in this thing we call a society, right? Because right now it very much is lopsided, right? Lopsided in a way that, again, I think is bad for both sides. It's bad for both sides. It might not be bad for them when it comes to the luxuries they're afforded, but I think it's bad for our species when it comes to the evolution that we can expect going forward. Kristen, you need to invent a large yoga mat that is indistinguishable from real grass and dirt, like a roll of turf. That does sound nice. I do like that. It might just be heavy. I'm Martian AstroTurf my senior year on high school. It's super tough on the skin if you fall. True. It needs to have the foot feel of lush grass and the delicious smell of fresh green and an undertone of dirt. Yes, sign me up as well. Jovan Awesome. Maybe Mel will let you paint his toenails. I would. Sounds fun to me. I'll hit this Dynavap one more time and then I'll say goodbye. Love is true. Thank you again, Nathan, for gifting me this bud. Giovanna's laughing. Suddenly, new ideas spawned. What color is my toenails going to be painted next week this time? I wonder. I have seen bath mats grown with moss. Something like that might work. I've seen that too, but moss can be pretty sensitive to torsion. Is that the right word? To shear forces, right? And when you're like really moving your body and like pushing against things, I don't think the moss is gonna hold up, unfortunately. It's gonna give way. Alrighty, that is enough. My intention is to appreciate the novelty of this moment. I've sat here before. I've had you friends in this space with me. Maybe there's a new friend in this space with me right now. But it's a new day. There are new sounds happening. There's a Quaeful singing in the background. There is me. And there is you in this moment. I appreciate you. Smells good, feels good, very lightweight. There's not too much to ask for. Weighs a little. It would probably be prohibitively expensive. Maybe we could, like for me, my mind, when I think about these extreme use case technologies, I just go straight to nanotech, where you literally, on a molecular level, just represent digitally what you want it to be, and then it assembles itself into that shape that you want of it, right? And in that way it will be soft like grass. And then when it's not, when you don't want it to be, you push a button, like, and this is the way that I want it to be, right? I want to have this nanotechnology literally on my body at all times, like my clothing, and then I can deposit half of my nanotech onto the ground as my yoga mat. And it just has like a little barrier, you know, creates like magnetic forces that keeps me suspended off of the ground. And then again, as you said, on the other side of it, you can add the textures. You can just have those little nanomachines create like blades of grass, and you can tell them to move in the same way, with the same kind of like force feedback as the grass. I don't know if you could. I don't think it would be good to smell your nanotech and have them deposit small little machines in your sinuses to stimulate smell. But you could technically do that, and then boom, now suddenly your nanotech yoga mat smells like grass and dirt as well. Feels good. But yes, prohibitively expensive, you know, but maybe not forever. Maybe not forever. I look forward to it. Grass is quite cold, hardly, and very soft. It's true. Certain type of grass, Sam mentioned. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me, friends. Love is true. I appreciate you for joining me again. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful day. One filled with splendor, one filled with hope, one filled with novelty, and one filled with a deep understanding that you can be grateful for the unexpected. Maybe you'll find things unexpectedly happening in your life, and today specifically, you'll notice this ability to be like, huh, you know what? Fine. This is not that bad. This is just something else now. I love you, friends. I'll see you somewhere else tomorrow. Thank you for joining me here. Goodbye, everybody. Cheers.